Have you ever felt like the world around you is changing? Not with your eyes, but with a gentle, warm feeling that flows quietly through every breath. Lately, there have been mornings when I wake up and notice that the sunlight feels different. Not brighter, not harsher, but as if the light itself knows it is shining. It feels conscious, alive, carrying a tender message hidden within every ray that passes through the window. I sit still, listening to the birds, feeling as if the earth beneath my feet is breathing with me. It is strange. Everything looks the same, yet deep inside, something is stirring awake. People call this phenomenon ascension, the awakening, the transformation of body and soul. But if you ask me, it is not some distant or mystical idea. It is simply the moment when you suddenly feel deeply connected with this world, with the earth, with the wind, with the light, and with your own being. This feeling does not come from logic, but from a quiet wave that touches your heart and makes you want to pause, to listen. Maybe you have felt it too without naming it. A subtle shift in how your body reacts to the energy around you. A shiver without reason, or a quiet urge to live differently. For thousands of years, the human body has been built on carbon. It allows us to exist in the physical world, solid, heavy, touchable. But now, as the Earth absorbs more light energy from the universe, that carbon structure is awakening. Tiny crystalline particles, fragments of silica, are beginning to appear within the cells, as if the body is preparing for a new form of life, lighter, brighter, and purer. Spiritual teachers call this the process of becoming the crystalline body. It may sound unfamiliar, yet you may have already felt it without realizing. Perhaps you have become more sensitive, feeling the energy of the earth rise through your feet when you step outside. Or maybe you sometimes feel tired for no reason, as if your body is working on something unseen inside. That is when your cells are learning to receive light, changing to match a new frequency. Sometimes I wonder, could light be the very first language of the soul? I remember one afternoon sitting by the window, watching sunlight spill across the ground. And in that moment, I heard a familiar verse within me, soft and deep. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light, we see light. Psalm 36:9. I had read it many times before, but that day it felt different. Not as a prayer, but as a reminder. That light is not only out there, it is within every cell, every breath, every heartbeat. And perhaps we are being invited to remember that, to come home. Some say that when the body transforms, the light begins to enter every atom. It melts away impurities, the low vibrations we have carried for years. That is why we feel changes, sometimes emotional, sometimes physical. It can feel as light as a breeze, or as heavy as a storm inside the heart. But whatever it is part of the journey. The body, the soul, and the earth are walking together through a new doorway. I know it sounds vast, but imagine this. When spring arrives, the earth naturally sheds its old leaves, so new buds can grow. The body does the same. It is shedding what is old to make space for light. Sometimes it happens through tears, without reason. Sometimes through sudden fatigue that makes you sit down, close your eyes, and just breathe. Do not be afraid. Your body is learning to become a new instrument, and the universe is playing its first song through you. This light carries not only energy, but also wisdom. It knows how to reach the places that need healing most. It knocks on the darkest corners within us, the memories, fears, and wounds we have hidden away. You may feel things rising to the surface, but in truth, it is light cleaning the room of your soul, not to judge, but to renew. And in this process, you may feel caught between two worlds, one heavy and old, the other bright and unfamiliar. That feeling is not frightening. It is simply a sign that you are changing. Like a butterfly trembling inside its cocoon before it spreads its wings, you too are learning to live within your body of light. Let the process unfold naturally. Trust the rhythm of your body, for it knows more than you think. There is something beautiful about this. As the light energy stabilizes within you, you begin to realize you no longer need as much as before. Food, for instance. You eat less but feel full. Sleep too. You rest fewer hours but feel deeper peace. This is because life energy now comes not only from matter, but from the light and love that surround you. In that state, body and soul align, resonating in one shared frequency, the frequency of clarity and light. If you listen closely, you will sense something calling you back, not to a place, but to your own heart. Because there, the light has always been. I often think that awakening does not begin with finding the light, but with realizing it never left us. Every moment of peace you feel is when you touch that crystalline essence within. And you know, this transformation is not only yours, it belongs to all humanity. Each person is a small mirror reflecting the greater light. When one begins to see, others are illuminated too. This energy spreads like waves, needing no words, no doctrine. Simply by being present in your truth, you are already helping the world. I do not know where you are on this journey. Maybe at the beginning, maybe far along. But I believe that if you are hearing these words, your soul has already received the invitation. A gentle yet powerful call from the light itself. You may not remember when you said yes, but deep down you know, the time has come. And when you feel that light touching you, even for a moment, remember it is not an illusion. It is truth knocking on your door, softly, patiently, like an old friend returning, smiling and saying, I have waited for you for so long. That is the beginning of the journey, where light and body meet, and the human being begins to remember who they truly are. I still remember that afternoon when the sun sank low on the horizon, and golden light like honey poured through the window. I looked outside and suddenly felt as if everything around me was breathing in the same rhythm. It was not just the wind stirring the branches, but the air, the light, and my own body, all moving together in one invisible, gentle, and warm wave. I could not name that feeling, only knew that deep in my heart there was something strange, as if the world was being reborn, and I was too. People often think that change comes from the outside, from circumstances, work, or the people we meet. But there are transformations that happen within, quiet and unseen, yet deeper than anything else. These changes cannot be measured by time, but by light. And I began to understand that my body, this physical form that seems to be just matter, is actually a delicate system designed to remember, to adapt, and to evolve. From the beginning of time, human beings have been made of carbon, the substance that allows us to stand on the earth, heavy but stable. Carbon lets us touch, feel, and live, but it also keeps us bound within the limits of gravity and time. Now, as the universe pours more light energy onto the earth, those carbon particles are transforming. Inside every cell, a new structure is forming, a crystalline structure, transparent and light-bearing. You can think of it as an upgrade of the body. Like a musical instrument being tuned, its sound becomes clearer, more resonant, and more sensitive to every vibration. Your body is the same, learning to become an instrument of light. These changes can make you tired, sore, or even disoriented. But in truth, they are signs of life being refined. I used to fear that feeling. There were mornings when I woke up sensing my body vibrating, very lightly, almost translucent. Every sound, every light, seemed to go straight into my mind more intensely than before. I did not understand what was happening until I realized that perhaps I was being touched by a deeper layer of myself. Light was no longer something that came from the sun or a lamp, but something rising from within. And I knew I was entering a stage of rebirth. I remember one quiet evening when a line of ancient prayer suddenly appeared in my mind. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Psalm 51:10. I had never fully understood its meaning until that moment. Because a clean heart is not only about virtue, it is about pure energy. When you allow the light to move through every dark corner within you, a right spirit is the balance, the axis of light that runs through the body, connecting heaven and earth, soul and flesh. This transformation does not happen apart from the world. It is a harmony between humans and the earth. As the planet receives more light energy from the universe, humanity, being part of it, changes too. Every breeze, every heartbeat of the earth influences how we feel and exist. The body is learning to resonate with the frequency of the new earth, a place where life no longer operates on fear, but on harmony. I often imagine this transformation as a dance of light. Inside the body, atoms of carbon and crystalline patterns intertwine like tiny shards of crystal, reflecting the white light of the universe. Each cell becomes a mirror, and the light passing through it is not only held, but amplified. As the body learns to hold more light, the soul expands, becoming lighter and closer to higher realms of energy. Those going through this stage often say they feel a strong energy around them, a warm radiance that sometimes gives them chills, sometimes makes their heart race for no reason. Some hear a whisper in the wind, or feel guided towards certain places, people, or moments filled with meaning. That is not coincidence. That is how light energy guides us, helping the soul remember its original purpose. And perhaps that is why we suddenly feel the urge to live differently. Physical food becomes lighter. We naturally reach for fruits, water, and simple things. Heavy meals no longer appeal because the body has begun to feed on light. I once thought that was impossible, but then I realized that just sitting under the morning sun, breathing deeply, fills me with more energy than a feast ever could. I think the most magical part of this transformation is that it brings us back to simplicity. The closer we move toward light, the more we let go of the heavy layers that once covered us, not through effort, but through awareness. Because when light enters, darkness naturally fades. Like opening a window, the room brightens at once. You do not chase away the dark, you simply let the light in. And perhaps that is how the soul works during this time. Every wound, every fear, every painful memory is brought to the light, not to hurt us, but to be seen, to be healed. When we face them gently, without judgment, we help the body learn to hold more light. For light does not come to remove our darkness, but to embrace it. From this, I began to see a quiet law at work. Everything is moving toward harmony. Every division, every polarity is slowly dissolving into unity. Carbon and crystal, matter and light, body and soul, they are not two, but one. Like the river and the ocean, they were never truly apart. You may be hearing these words and wondering, what should I do? In truth, there is nothing you must do. This process does not need effort, only acceptance. Let your body rest when it needs to. Allow yourself to cry, to laugh, to feel. Spend time touching the earth, looking at the sky, breathing deeply, and remember that you are being guided. Transformation does not ask you to understand everything, only to trust. When you begin to trust, you will feel something different, a sense of peace without reason. As if within every wave of change, there is a still current carrying you. That current is the energy of light, the breath of the divine flowing through you. And in the moment you realize that you do not have to become light, because you have always been light, the first circle of transformation is complete. Then you will begin to move more slowly. Everything around you will feel deeper. A leaf, a bird's song, or sunlight touching your skin will become miracles. You will start to see the world with new eyes, the eyes of a crystalline soul. And when you smile at yourself in the morning mirror, you will know the light is no longer only outside. It is shining within every cell, every breath, every gentle thought you offer to life. You are no longer the one searching for the light. You have become the place where the light lives. The human body is always speaking. We just rarely listen. Sometimes it speaks through a faint ache along the spine, a tingling patch of skin, or a quick wave of warmth that rises and fades away. Many people fear these signs, thinking something is wrong. But in truth, the body is talking to us, telling the story of transformation that words cannot describe. When light energy enters, it awakens the deepest layers of the cells, where the old is gently taken apart to make space for the new that is forming. The feeling is not always pleasant. It is like a butterfly inside its cocoon, melting into liquid before its wings are born. Humans are the same. To become light, we must pass through dissolution. Every blocked energy, every buried wound begins to move again. Sometimes it is a breeze of aching muscles. Sometimes just a shiver that stops us in midair. If we pause and breathe deeply, the body will whisper, "Do not be afraid, I am only being cleansed." I have felt that current move through me, soft as a thread of light, yet strong enough to make my heart tremble. In that moment, I understood that every pain is part of healing. Light does not harm, it only reveals what must be released. And when we let it pass through, that energy becomes a new rhythm of life. I remember the words of Psalm 30:5. Weeping may stay for the night, but joy comes in the morning. Light always waits beyond darkness, as breath always follows silence. Since understanding this, I have learned to see the body's messages with gratitude, a twinge in the heart, a warm pulse at the back of the neck, or simply the desire to lie still for a while, each one carries meaning. The body is not fighting us. It is guiding us back to our natural frequency. When old energy is released, we feel lighter. Not because we understand everything, but because we stop resisting. Within that stillness, there is a quiet peace, as if an unseen hand rests on your shoulder, gently reminding you, trust the process. Something beautiful happens when we begin to trust. We feel a deep connection with everything around us. When your feet touch the ground, a cool current seems to rise from below. When you breathe in, you can sense the forest, the sky, the breath of life itself. There is no longer a boundary between you and the world, only one continuous flow of living energy moving through every form. And at that moment, the body begins to channel purer light, like a crystal that welcomes every sunbeam without needing to keep any for itself. Of course, the journey is not always peaceful. There are days when we feel exhausted, confused, or emotionally unsettled for no reason. But that is not failure. It is the old energy dissolving. Like the ocean stirring when the tide shifts, we too must tremble to find balance. If we stop running and simply feel, we will sense a deeper current beneath it all, gentle, steady, and full of wisdom. When that energy moves, you may find yourself crying without knowing why. Do not hold it back. Every tear is a speck of dust washed from the soul. Do not rush to explain it. The body understands what the mind does not yet grasp. Let it tell its story through sensation, through trembling, through warmth, through silence. If you stay with it, the process will lead you to a deeper stillness, where body and soul breathe as one. And if at times you feel alone, remember, you are not the only one moving through this transformation. Across the planet, millions of souls are listening to their bodies speak the same language. We are connected not by words, but by frequency. Each time you open your heart to share, each time you write what you feel, you send out a signal to others like tiny lights recognizing one another in the dark. So if this touches your heart, leave a note, even just one line. It does not have to be long, only sincere. Because when we speak, the light spreads a little farther. Sharing is not teaching, it is warmth. It says, I understand, I am walking this path too. And just like that, fear begins to fade. We start to see each other with kinder eyes, knowing that everyone is learning to become a brighter version of themselves. In that space, light flows like water, through words, through breath, through every moment of empathy. Then one day, in the midst of weariness, you will feel a soft stream of light moving through your body. Not a light you can see, but one you can feel. It flows through bone and blood and every cell, and in that instant, all heaviness disappears. There is no fear, no resistance, only gratitude. You understand that this is not suffering, but a sacred cleansing of the soul. Every time your body trembles, your energy rises to a new level. In that state, you no longer ask, when will this end? You simply whisper, thank you. Thank you for this body that knows how to change, how to learn the language of light. Thank you for showing me that I am not alone. Thank you for helping me remember that light does not come to break me, but to remind me of my true nature, clear, free, and full of love. And when peace returns, you realize that this body is not just a biological shell, but a temple being renewed. Every cell is a tiny mirror reflecting the eternal source. As you walk, you carry that light into the world, whether you are aware of it or not. And so, the transformation continues quietly, without needing a name, as a gentle stream of light expanding from within you, flowing out into life. As the body becomes more sensitive, we begin to notice the subtle streams of energy moving within us. Sometimes, it feels like a soft breeze running along the spine. Other times, it is a tingling across the skin that makes us unsure whether to tense up or let go. These changes are not only on the surface, they reach into the deepest layers of our energetic structure, where each cell is being rearranged to adapt to a new frequency of light. And one day, you realize that your spine, the bridge between heaven and earth, begins to awaken. It vibrates softly, sometimes with sharp pain like a blade, sometimes with gentle warmth flowing from the neck down to the heels. Yet deep within that sensation lies something sacred, the energy of light finding its path through you. People call it the spine of light. It is more than a nervous system. It is the channel through which divine energy enters the physical body. When this current activates, The body must expand to hold it. Back pain, headaches, stiff neck, these are not malfunctions, but signs of awakening. If you listen deeply enough, you will feel that your spine is no longer just bone and marrow, but a river of light flowing through. Each breath becomes a wave of energy rising upward, and as you exhale, it spreads into space, joining the breath of the earth and sky. These changes can leave you exhausted, because your body is learning how to function in a new way. It must cleanse itself, releasing everything that no longer resonates with the higher frequency. Sometimes this shows through the skin irritation, itching, rashes, or redness without cause. Sometimes it feels like heat, fever, or discomfort in digestion. But it is not illness. It is detox. The body is expelling old energy, old emotions, old memories stored for years. When light enters, darkness must leave. And though this process can be demanding, it is the most precious gift of life. Imagine your skin as the doorway between the physical and energetic worlds. When light touches it, everything hidden tries to find its way out. Through sweat, through tears, through silence. Do not resist it. Do not rush to cover it with something that stops the process. Let your body speak. It will never harm you. It only wants to make you lighter. Every sting, every ache is the body's way of breathing. And when you allow the process to complete itself, you will feel something miraculous, a sense of lightness, as if your very skin has become translucent. Sometimes the cleansing goes beyond the physical. It reaches into emotion. You may feel like a glass of water being stirred, all the sediment rising from the bottom. Sadness without reason, tears without cause, anger or confusion, they all surface at once. But know this, nothing is wrong. Every feeling is energy seeking to be seen and released. When you allow the tears to flow, you allow the past to be washed away. When you breathe through the pain, you create space for light to dwell. I remember once, sitting in meditation with a dull ache in my back, an image appeared so vividly. A stream of white light descending from above, entering through the crown of my head, running along my spine, then branching out like rivers throughout my body. It touched every cell, and where it passed, I could hear a soft cracking sound, not of pain, but of the old layers breaking open, so that light could enter. When I opened my eyes, the ache remained, but in my heart was a quiet peace, as if an invisible hand had rested on my chest and whispered, "You are being healed." I thought of the words from Psalm 34-18. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Perhaps when the body breaks open in light, the heart too softens, becomes more sincere, more humble before the sacred. Every pain, when seen with tenderness, becomes a baptism. Only when we allow ourselves to dissolve can the light reshape us into our clearest form. There may be times when you grow weary of this process. You may long to return to normal, to have your body stop reacting, your emotions quiet down. But the old normal has already passed. You are becoming something new, a body that vibrates with the frequency of the soul. And in this transformation, rest is not escape, it is reverence. Drink plenty of water, let the sunlight touch your skin. Spend time in silence. Light always finds its way, as long as you do not close the door. This physical world is not separate from the world of spirit. Each time you place your hand over your heart and feel it beating, you are touching the center where both worlds meet. From that center, light radiates outward, healing not only your body, but everything around you. When your body shines, the room brightens with you, and those you meet feel peace, even if they cannot explain why. And if ever you feel weary, remember that every breath carries unseen support. Each cell within you is a tiny crystal learning to reflect the light. Cleansing is not an ending. It is the beginning of renewal. After pain, the body learns to sing a new song of energy. After tears, the heart learns to beat with a gentler, brighter rhythm. Trust that you are being shaped into a clearer mirror, one that allows light to pass through without resistance. And then, when you look at your hands under the sunlight, you will sense the wonder of it. It is not just your skin that glows, it is your entire being that is illuminated. With every breath, you are already the light, a living fragment of the infinite radiance that the universe has lovingly placed here through your very body. After deep waves of cleansing, something begins to shift in a way that many people do not notice right away. The things that once drew you suddenly feel unfamiliar. It might be a favorite food, a relationship that once made your heart race, or a habit you have kept for years. Somehow, they no longer match your frequency. You are not forcing distance, yet your body and soul simply know what no longer fits. It is like when a song changes key, the old notes, though beautiful, no longer belong. You start to seek gentler things, not out of boredom, but because deep within your heart, there was a quiet voice calling, "Return to what is true." I noticed this change in the smallest of ways. I wanted to be in nature more often. I felt the need for silence, even in the middle of a crowd. Instead of speaking much, I found myself wanting to listen to the wind, to water, to the sound of my own breathing. Sometimes, just sitting still and watching sunlight pass through the leaves brought me a simple joy that had no reason. Perhaps in that moment, I was hearing the heartbeat of the universe, and for a while there was nothing left to seek. This change also opens a beautiful new stage. You begin to meet strangers who somehow feel familiar, and you gently drift away from familiar faces who now feel distant. There is no conflict, only a natural separation, like a river quietly changing course. Your soul begins to align with other souls vibrating on the same frequency. When you meet them, peace washes over you, as if coming home. No need for many words, a shared glance is enough. It might be an old friend returning, or a stranger smiling at you in a cafe. Whoever they are, they do not come to fill your emptiness, but to remind you that you are on the right path. Through this process, I realized that we do not truly change, we are refined. What no longer resonates simply falls away. When we stop holding on, new things arrive. Light is missed. The mind wants to analyze, to understand why. But the soul only knows that everything is becoming more real. We learn to let life flow naturally, no longer afraid of loss, because we feel supported by something unseen yet more solid than any bond, the energy of divine guidance. During this stage, emotions become crystal clear. A single song can bring tears. A few kind words can warm the heart. Those tears are no longer sadness, but the soul recognizing itself in the moment. I once listened to an old melody and suddenly burst into tears, not from memory, but from the realization that I was truly alive, with nothing left to hide. Maybe that was my soul's way of saying thank you. In that softness, one number began to appear around me, 222. At first on the clock, then on receipts, even on the license plate of the car ahead. I ignored it until I noticed that every time it appeared, peace filled my heart. Later I learned that 222 is the number of harmony, a quiet message that says, "You are not alone." It felt like a sacred seal, reminding me that unseen hands are holding me through this journey. And if you see it too, know that the universe is smiling with you, whispering, "Trust this rhythm. Everything is aligning." As this energy of harmony grows stronger, you find yourself reacting differently. Things that once made you angry now only bring a smile. The small things that used to worry, you feel like thin smoke. You are not trying to forgive, you simply no longer see a reason to carry the weight. Forgiveness becomes natural, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. The world around you begins to change as well. Conversations become more real, more meaningful. You no longer crave small talk, but long to speak about things with soul feelings, dreams, kindness. You start to notice that your presence can soothe others. You do not need to fix or heal anyone. Just by being open-hearted, you make it easier for others to breathe. That is because the energy within you is being purified, and light passes through every glance, every breath. I am reminded of Psalm 73-26. My flesh and my heart may fail, but God is the strength of my heart and my portion forever. Perhaps that is the truth of this phase. The body may tire, the mind may waver, but the soul grows stronger. It knows the way home. And on that path, we learn to listen, to trust, and to release everything we once called ourselves. Then you begin to live more slowly. Each day becomes a small journey of listening to yourself. You realize that peace is not when everything is fine, but when you allow everything to be as it is. You still have work, duties, and hard days, yet deep inside, you know all things are unfolding as they should. Light does not ask you to leave the world. It only invites you to live in it with a brighter heart. And when you touch that light within, you begin to see it everywhere, in the eyes of a passerby, in a child's smile, in the sound of rain against the roof. Every moment becomes a song of the soul. You understand that awakening is not about reaching somewhere far away. but about opening your eyes to see that everything around you has been shining all along. If these words stir something within your heart, let the light flow through. Maybe you will share it with someone, or simply close your eyes, breathe deeply, and whisper, "I am here." Because the moment you show up with truth in your heart, you become part of the wave of light, spreading across this planet gentle, peaceful, and radiant. Like a blessing offered to the world, there comes a moment in this journey when the night feels darker than ever before. Not the night outside, but the one within your own body and mind, where light is descending into the deepest layers of your being. You begin to feel waves of heat rising through you, as if an invisible fire were touching your skin. Sweat appears, even without warmth in the air. Many wake suddenly in the middle of the night, hearts racing, not knowing why. But this is not illness. It is when your higher self, your light essence, draws near to embrace this human body and infuse it with the warmth of primordial love. Those surges of heat are signs of merging. When subtle light touches matter, it always creates warmth. Your body, long accustomed to denser frequencies, is learning to hold a higher flow of energy. You may find it hard to sleep or wake up drained from vivid dreams. Sometimes those dreams are so intense that you wake in tears, or as if you've just crossed a battlefield. But do not be afraid. These dreams are not here to scare you. They are releasing frozen memories from other lifetimes, fragments of old energy ready to be set free so that your soul can feel lighter. I remember one dream vividly. I found myself standing in a field filled with radiant light. In the distance, a figure approached, hazy, yet full of love. Without speaking, they placed a hand on my shoulder, and in that instant, all memories of fear, loss, and loneliness dissolved. When I awoke, my body was drenched in sweat, yet my heart was calm and still. I understood that my higher self had touched me, like an older brother returning to guide me forward. The fiery nights and intense dreams are not signs of danger, but gateways. Your body and soul are learning to meet completely. You may dream of being chased, of strange places, or of unfamiliar faces. Each dream is a layer of old energy leaving. As light moves through, it carries away everything once hidden, feared, or forgotten. Through dreams, your body speaks the language of the soul. If you ever wake trembling, heart racing, place a hand over your chest and breathe deeply. Whisper to yourself, "I am safe." Imagine a stream of white light flowing down from above, moving through your body like cool water. Trust that light never comes to destroy, only to renew. The body is not burning. It is being refined, like gold in the fire. Only through heat does it become pure and radiant. During this stage, you may feel drawn inward, speaking less, needing more solitude, not because you are weary, but because body and soul need space to merge. Noise may overwhelm you, crowds may unsettle you, yet nature feels like an embrace. Allow yourself that stillness. In those quiet, wordless spaces, the light energy is weaving new threads within you. I often recall Psalm 139:12. Even the darkness is not dark to you. The night shines like the day. That verse echoes in me whenever fear arises in the night. Darkness is not the opposite of light, but its backdrop, the canvas on which it glows brighter. Just as you close your eyes not to escape the light, but to feel it more clearly from within, your body in this process is a doorway for light to enter. Sweat, tears, dreams, and breath are all expressions of harmony taking shape. As your higher self flows down into you, you may feel strong vibrations around your heart or spine. Do not resist them. Let the energy do its work. Trust that your body knows how to receive light, for it was made from light. If loneliness ever finds you during this passage, remember that countless souls are awakening with you. We are breathing together with the Earth herself, a planet that is also heating up, not only from climate, but from the rising energy of transformation. When you sweat in the night, know that somewhere, others are feeling the same. We are ascending together, cleansing together, returning together. When the heat subsides, you will feel lighter. Sleep will be deeper, and a quiet peace will settle in your heart. It will feel as if someone has wiped the dust from your soul. Each morning, when sunlight touches your face, it no longer feels blinding but tender, like a greeting from the stars. You will understand that the light outside and the light within have always been one. This is the stage of union, where body and soul begin to speak the same language. Dreams grow clearer, inner callings louder, your heart softens, Forgiveness comes easily. Love flows freely. Above all, you feel connected not to something or someone, but to everything. If I could leave you with one truth here, it would be this: do not fear the darkness. Step into it with an open heart, for that is where the light waits for you. When you let the fire of the soul move through without resistance, your body becomes a crystal vessel through which light can dwell. And then you will not only live in the light, you will realize that the light itself has chosen to live within you. When light begins to sink deeper into every cell, subtle shifts start to unfold within your awareness. Everything around you seems to move to a new rhythm, slower yet deeper. Sometimes, while you are working, a strange wave flows through your body, like wind passing from the inside. At times your head feels dizzy, not from illness, but as if the world itself is gently vibrating on a new frequency. That is the moment when the Merkaba, the field of light surrounding the body, is being activated. The physical body and the soul are learning to dance together, spinning in harmony between two worlds. The dizziness, the imbalance, the brief lapses of memory are no longer frightening once you understand that the brain is being recalibrated. It is learning to process information from higher frequencies, data not made of words or images, but of light. You may forget a word, lose your thought mid-sentence, or drift in and out of focus, but it is only because the energy is moving faster than language can follow. In those moments, instead of worrying, breathe deeply, close your eyes, and let the body adjust. Like a compass finding its direction, it will turn, tremble, then settle into alignment. This can also bring deep fatigue, not because you are weak, but because you are carrying more light. The body needs time to adapt, just as a plant needs time to adjust when brought into new sunlight. Listen to every heartbeat, every breath. Do not force yourself to be strong. True strength lies in allowing yourself to rest when needed, to release when heavy, and to trust that light continues its work, even as you sleep. In those moments of stillness, you may feel energy radiating from your spine to your fingertips and toes. Everything seems to glow softly, even if your eyes cannot see it. This is the Merkaba taking shape around you, the energy field of the soul, the vehicle of light that bridges dimensions. As it activates, you become more sensitive to energy, to emotion, to the frequencies of others. Yet you also become stronger, for the light within begins to shine outward from the center. I remember the words of Psalm 62:1. Truly my soul finds rest in God. My salvation comes from Him. These words are no longer a prayer, but a song of trust. In this process, when memory falters or the mind grows hazy, you need only return to your breath, for there lies your rest. Whatever you are meant to remember, the universe will remind you not through thought, but through feeling, through a quiet nudge, a subtle sign, a glance that makes your heart stir, and then the number 333 begins to appear. On your phone, your clock, even in dreams. It does not come for you to decode, but to remind you that divine guidance is near. 333 is the number of alignment, a symbol that body and soul are uniting under the protection of sacred light. When you see it, do not dismiss it as coincidence. See it as a blessing. The universe is gently saying, you are not alone, and if you wish, share that number with someone. For when souls resonate together, the frequency of light travels farther. Gradually, you will realize that the mind is no longer the sole guide. Intuition, that soft voice within, becomes clearer. You begin to know when to speak, when to be silent, when to act, and when to simply stand still. Not from reasoning, but because everything in you moves with the rhythm of life itself. You no longer need to understand, because you already know. This knowing does not come from learning, but from the union of heart and divine light. The outer world changes too. Things that once confused you now appear simple. People who once hurt you now awaken compassion. You no longer argue to be right, for you see that right and wrong are just two sides of the same lesson. When light reaches the mind, judgment dissolves, and in the silence that follows, you can hear the voice of love. There will be days when you feel caught between two realities, one foot still in the material world, the other in the world of light. Do not force a choice. Both are you. Let soul and body harmonize, like two instruments playing the same song. And within that song, there will be pauses. Do not fear the stillness. It is in silence that light can truly sing. One morning, you will look into the mirror and notice something different in your eyes. Not the shape, but the depth. There is more brightness there, more peace, as if your soul has finally taken its seat. You will smile the smile of someone who remembers something ancient and true, that you have never left the light, only forgotten that it lives within your heart. The journey does not end here, but from that moment, you will have stepped into a new level of awareness. Mind and body have become one continuous current of energy, and in that unity, everything around you, people, sounds, colors, becomes an extension of you. There are no more boundaries, only light breathing through all forms. If you are hearing these words, perhaps you too are standing at this threshold where the human and the divine begin to recognize each other. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine yourself radiating that light into the world. No effort is needed, no complex prayer, just presence. For in your presence alone, you are living proof of the greatest miracle. The light of the source has found its home within your very being. There comes a moment on this journey when you look into the mirror and find your own face strangely unfamiliar, not because your features have changed, but because the eyes looking back no longer belong to the person you once were. The light within them feels different, calmer, deeper, as if it were watching the world from a higher place. Many people say they feel as though they are standing between two selves, one still rooted in ordinary life, and another beginning to bloom radiant, unseen, yet undeniably real. In that delicate space between the two, something miraculous begins. The old self dissolves, making room for the true soul to awaken. When the ego starts to fade, confusion can arise. Everything that once defined me begins to lose meaning. The work, the title, the roles you once took pride in. Even close relationships may shift in form. There is no right or wrong, only the sense that an old chapter is closing. You may lose interest in shallow talk, no longer feel the need to argue or prove a point. At times, you may crave silence, not from exhaustion, but because words no longer seem enough to contain what you feel. Silence becomes your closest friend. In the stillness, you begin to feel life flowing all around in the breath, in the sunlight slipping through the curtain, in the gentle beat of your heart. And then, the most extraordinary thing happens. You realize that I was never separate from everything. The self that once clung and feared now dissolves like mist under morning light. In its place comes a vastness, a quiet tenderness that holds all things. You are no longer a single being seeking God, you are within God, and God is breathing through you. As the mind melts into that silence, your senses open wider. Hearing becomes so fine that you notice the sound of wind brushing leaves, the heartbeat of the earth, even the faint vibration in the air. Sight transforms too. You may see tiny lights dancing at the edge of space, or crystalline sparks behind closed eyes. At times, a ringing tone hums in your head, not pain, but the song of subtle energy. Do not be afraid. These are signs that you are beginning to see with the eyes of the soul. During a deep meditation once, I felt this clearly. My body disappeared, leaving only an ocean of light, soft as breath. All boundaries vanished, leaving pure awareness, wordless and vast. And in that sea of light, a phrase arose from within. Be still and know that I am God. Psalm 46:10. It did not come as instruction, but as the echo of my own spirit, a reminder that there is nowhere to go to find the source. For it has always been here, in the quiet space between two breaths. As this awareness expands, you begin to understand the true meaning of inner light. It is not something that comes from outside, but something that has always been there, hidden beneath layers of fear and identity. When those layers fall away, you realize there is nothing left to search for. Every question dissolves into the same answer, I am. And within those words, there is no pride, only gratitude. This transformation brings its own challenge. How to live in the world without losing that light. You still work, care, and interact with others, yet everything now moves from a different place, one of calm and clarity. You no longer react to life, you flow with it. Anger, pain, and conflict still appear, but fade quickly, like ripples on a still lake. You understand that light is not the absence of darkness, but the power to love, even when darkness is near. Then something beautiful happens. People around you begin to feel the new energy in you. They find peace in your presence, even when you say nothing. They smile more easily, breathe more softly. You become a mirror of light, not through teaching, but through being. When the light within you becomes steady, it radiates naturally, like the scent of a flower that never tries to bloom. In this unfolding, there may be moments when you feel as if you are dissolving. Do not fear it. You are not disappearing. You are expanding. The body is not empty. It is filling with light. The soul is not leaving it, is growing large enough to hold the world. And in that sacred moment, you understand that you have stepped into the meeting ground between heaven and earth, where everything, even the simplest breath, is holy. If you find yourself feeling different, if the familiar suddenly feels distant, know that this is the sign of your opening. You are no longer who you were, but not yet who you are becoming you are in the middle of transformation's miracle. Let it unfold in trust. Let the light do its quiet work. And when it is done, you will not need to seek God, because you will see that He has chosen to dwell within your gaze, your voice, and every step you take through this world. Then you will understand. Enlightenment is not leaving the body, but allowing the body to become an expression of light. You do not vanish, you blossom. You do not leave the world, you make it transparent. And perhaps that is the purpose of this whole journey. For the light of the soul to shine through the form of a human being. For heaven and earth to meet not somewhere distant, but right where you stand. There comes a tender feeling that begins to bloom once the light has truly taken root within you, a feeling of longing, though not for any place on this earth. It is a gentle homesickness, as if your heart is softly calling the name of a home it has never seen with its eyes, yet remembers perfectly with its soul. It does not belong to a person or a place, but to the deep yearning to return to your own source, to home, where your soul once belonged before it took on this body. Sometimes it arrives without warning, in the middle of a crowded street, when you suddenly feel an emptiness that is not sadness, but a vast, wordless space within you. That feeling is not loneliness. It is the quiet knowing that you no longer truly belong to the old world. Shallow conversations feel foreign. Familiar places seem to have changed color, though you still live, work, and love. Somewhere inside, you know you are walking between two realms, one foot here, one already in a brighter plane. This sense of strangeness does not come to separate you from life, but to remind you that you are a soul traveling through, not just a human trying to survive. And then, there are nights when you look up at the sky, not to count the stars, but to listen. In the silence, you sense something answering a call from far away, soft but unmistakably clear. In that moment, your heart trembles, your eyes fill, not from sadness, but from remembering. Remembering that light, remembering what it feels like to be one with everything, remembering the peace that no earthly thing can give. Sometimes it makes you sigh, sometimes it makes you smile, because deep down you know you are returning, slowly, gently, home. I think of Psalm 84:2. My soul longs, yes, even faints, for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh cry out for the living God. Perhaps this is the quiet song every awakened soul carries. No one is truly alone on this path. We are simply remembering something ancient. And in remembering, our frequency aligns with the source, and that is how the source recognizes us. During this time, you may find yourself withdrawing from noise. You seek silence, nature, or simply moments alone to listen within. Because as the outer world fades, the inner world begins to sing. In those quiet spaces, messages come not as words, but as sensations. A fleeting thought, a symbol in a dream, or a number that keeps appearing. These are the languages of the soul. And perhaps around this time, the number 777 begins to appear on the clock, on receipts, in songs, or anywhere your eyes fall. 777 is no random sign. It is the mark of soul awakening, the seal that you are entering a deeper phase of enlightenment. It is confirmation from the universe that you have passed through purification, that your inner doors have opened, and your light is now touching the realm of wisdom. If this number stirs something in you, let it be your vow. You are ready to continue. Every time a soul acknowledges its resonance, the collective light grows stronger. As 777 appears, your sense of time may begin to change. Everything seems to stretch and merge, past, present, and future folding into one. At times, you may feel you have been here before, said these words before, seen these faces long ago. It is not déjà vu, but the awakening of soul memory. When the ego fades, memory returns like a river flowing home. You begin to see that life is not a chain of random events, but a perfect symphony where every note, joy or sorrow has its place. That longing for home then ceases to be sadness and becomes a gentle invitation. Live as if you are already home. Bring that light into every moment, every gesture, every word. Because home is not far away. It lives in the breath you take, in the gaze you offer, in your presence here and now. You do not need to leave Earth to return home. You are turning Earth into home through your own light. And one morning, as you step outside, you will notice that even the smallest things, a breeze, a child's laughter, the scent of warm bread feels sacred. You will see that everything around you is a reflection of the same source. There is no longer a boundary between heaven and earth, only unity. In that moment, the longing dissolves, for you have already returned not to a distant place, but to yourself. When your journey reaches this point, gratitude begins to bloom. You are grateful for the pain that made you grow, for the loss that opened understanding, for the long path that brought you to this gentleness. You realize that light never came to change you, but to restore you to your true essence. From that place, you can finally love life completely, not because it is perfect, but because now you see God in every grain of dust, every breath, every fleeting smile. If you are hearing these words, perhaps your heart is also stirring with the same longing. Let it lead you. Let it open you rather than close you. For within that yearning to return lies your connection to the countless souls who are also making their way home, each walking a different path, yet all heading toward the same light. And when you realize this, you will smile, knowing you were never lost. You have only been on your way home, to the place you have always belonged, where the light has been waiting, gentle and eternal. There comes a moment when the journey has nearly come full circle, that you realize something beautifully simple. You were never becoming someone else. You were only remembering who you have always been. Every sleepless night, every ache, every tear and lonely hour was just another layer being gently peeled away so that the original light within could be seen again. The crystalline body was never about magic or mystery, but about transparency, the state of no longer resisting life, no longer trying to control, simply allowing everything to be as it is. And in that surrender, you shine the brightest. Now that the light has settled into every cell, the world around you seems to glow in a different tone. What once frightened you has become a teacher. Those who once hurt you have become doors leading to compassion. You begin to see through the eyes of the soul, eyes that no longer divide or demand, but only love. This love does not come from emotion, but from essence. It needs no reason, no direction. It simply exists, like sunlight that shines without choosing where to fall. In this awareness, you understand that awakening was never about climbing higher, but about returning to the ground only now, with an open heart. You still eat, work, and love as before. Yet every act carries presence. Each step you take feels like the earth is grateful beneath your feet. Each smile softens the air around you. The light within has become living energy, and you knowingly or not radiate it just by being here. I think of Psalm 119 to 105. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Now, you no longer search for light outside, for you have become the lamp itself. Each step is a prayer. Each breath is a hymn. God is no longer distant, but the warmth flowing through your heart, the kindness in your eyes, the compassion you give to the world. At times, you may see the number 999, the number of completion, the sign that a cycle has closed. 999 does not speak of endings, but of transformation. When one circle of learning is fulfilled, a new doorway opens. If this number appears to you, take it as the universe's quiet celebration. You have walked through shadow and light, and now you are ready to create alongside the source. Share this number if it touches you, for when one soul honors its journey, the frequency of the whole world rises. Now, you understand that coming home does not mean leaving the earth, but seeing heaven in every ordinary moment. You begin to thank even your challenges, for they have stretched your heart open. You realize that light never came to erase the dark, but to teach you how to look at darkness with love. And in that moment, You see that the world never needed perfection, only honest hearts willing to shine. If you are hearing these words, know that your journey, though different from mine or anyone else's, is equally sacred. Light does not compare, it expands. Each time a soul chooses love over fear, all of humanity is lifted a little higher. You are not just walking the path of awakening, you are the path itself. You are not seeking the light, you are the light, learning to recognize itself through this human form. So keep walking, even when the steps are slow, even when you feel weary. Breathe, look around, and let your heart lead. When you speak a kind word, when you forgive, when you simply sit in stillness, radiating peace, that is how you help create a new world. A world no longer built on fear, but raised on the vibration of love. And as this story draws to a close, take a slow breath and thank yourself. Thank yourself for walking through darkness, for allowing yourself to dissolve, for trusting the unseen. Thank yourself for still being here, still breathing, still learning how to love through it all. Know that the light within you has never gone out. It has only been waiting for you to see it, to believe in it. If a small spark stirs in your heart as you hear this, share it. It does not need to be grand, a word, a number. A simple blessing is enough. In doing so, you pass on your light to someone who may need it. And when light is shared, it never diminishes, it multiplies, spreading like a golden ocean that gently wraps around the world. Keep walking, my companion of light. No need to hurry, no need to fear, for the light has found you, and you have found the light. From here, the journey is no longer about seeking, it is about living. Living in love, in truth, in the brightness that has always been your home. And when you look around, in the simple rhythm of life, you will know heaven was never somewhere else. It has always been here, in every heartbeat, in every breath of a world awakening to its own light. Grateful that you chose to spend these moments in the light of this story. If it touched your soul, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell so the next whisper of light may find its way back to you.